welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and for this video I am going to be giving you 26 book recommendations, one for every letter of the alphabet. So I saw recently a live show with Bree and Robin. I'll link it down below, but they were giving recommendations for books for every letter, and I loved that. I thought it was fun. I watched their whole live show, got a couple of recommendations for myself, and so I decided that it would be fun to do a video recommending one book for every letter of the alphabet. I am going to try and do this speed round, no more than like 30 seconds for each book, maybe like one word or just like the tropes for each of the books, because obviously there's a lot of letters in the alphabet and I don't want this video to be overly long. With that said, we are going to get right into it, but I wanted to mention that I tried to go for books that I don't talk about as much. So they're ones that I was looking through Goodreads, and I chose my not gut reaction, you know, because for my gut reaction I tend to go to ones that I talk about a lot on my channel, and so I tried to find ones that I don't talk about as much, although for some of the harder letters I had to go with what I had. So that being said, all that out of the way, let's get right into the first book. So for the first letter, letter A, I have All Scott and Bothered by Kerrigan Byrne. This is a historical romance with a plus-size heroine where the hero is, I believe, the Lord Chief Justice of London, and he is trying to investigate a gaming hell that happens to be owned by a woman, and that woman is the heroine in disguise, and they fall in love outside of the gaming hell, and then he's investigating her gaming hell, not knowing it's her. It is all sorts of mystery and fun, and I loved it, gave it 5 stars, would highly recommend it. Then for the second letter, for B, I have Bad Liar by Lauren Rowe. This is book 1 in the Reed Rivers trilogy. Reed Rivers is a grumpy record exec, and he meets his match in Georgina, who is a sassy heroine who does not take any of his shit, and it's fantastic, would highly recommend it. It's sort of like a rock star romance because it does surround the Hollywood rock star industry, but he's not a singer, he's the manager of the record label. So for letter C, I have Close Quarters by Candy Steiner. This is an age gap billionaire romance that does involve cheating, so do be aware of that. Basically, the heroine is invited to go on the hero's yacht for the summer, and she is dating another member of the crew on the yacht, and she ends up being very intrigued by the billionaire owner of the yacht, and they end up having a romance, and it's spicy, it's good, highly recommend. For D, I have Diary of a Bad Boy by Megan Quinn. This book is about a hero who is an Irish hero, I believe he's Irish, and he's a sports agent, I think, and he is the agent for a very famous sports player, but the hero, the agent, has not had great press recently. He's kind of a bad boy, and so one of his clients invites him to work at his charity, and the hero ends up falling in love with his client's daughter. For E, I had to go with Everything for You by Chloe Leese. This is book 5, I believe, in the Bergman Brothers series. It is an age gap teammates soccer romance with wonderful anxiety rep and chronic pain rep. For F, I have Four Psychos by Christy Cunning. This is a reverse harem paranormal romance with 4 men, and the heroine is a ghost. For letter G, I have Getting Schooled by Christina C. Jones, and this one is a romance between 2 college students who are older than normal college age. The heroine is working as the teaching assistant in the class, and the hero is a veteran who is now getting his college degree, and they have a romance, and it's great. For H, I have Home Plate by Christina Lee. This is an new adult baseball romance between a pitcher and a catcher on a baseball team. It is Gay Awakening. It does deal with homophobia and like internalized homophobia, so trigger warnings for that. But it is a really amazing emotional romance and love story between two college men. For I had to go with Ivan by Sophie Lark. This is a assassin romance. It's a mafia romance. The heroine is the assassin who's sent to kill the hero, who is the head of the Russian mafia, and he ends up catching her and then holding her captive, and then they fall in love. For J, I have Jock Blocked by Pippa Grant. This is a hilarious romance. It's a baseball romance about a baseball player who is a virgin. He has always said that being a virgin has helped him be better at baseball, that him not focusing on girls has helped him focus on baseball, but his team is failing. They're like the worst team in the league, and so he decides that he is going to give up his virginity. There's no use holding on to it when the baseball team sucks anyway. The heroine in the book is a super fan of the baseball team. She is absolutely obsessed with it and has made it her entire personality to be obsessed with this baseball team, and she finds out that this player is decided to lose his virginity, and since she wants to do everything she can to make the team win, she decides to try and cock block the hero from losing his virginity. It's hilarious. For K, I have Kidnapped by the Pirate by Kira Andrews. This is a historical age gap romance about a hero who gets captured by a pirate in order to be held for ransom from his rich father. For L, I have Love in the Wild by Emma Castle. This is a Tarzan retelling. It is a wild man virgin hero. The heroine is in Africa to take pictures when her photography group is attacked by bad guys, and the hero swings in and rescues her and then falls in love with her. For M, I have Muses and Melodies by Rebecca Yarros. This is a romance about a hero who has had a drug addiction and he has recently got out of rehab, and the heroine is his sober coach, and so it's forced proximity and they fall in love. For N, I have 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake by Sarah McLean. This is a historical romance about a heroine who has always done whatever is asked of her, always followed the rules for her entire life, and she's basically like, this has gotten me nowhere, and so she makes a list of 9 things that she has always wanted to do but that are against society's rules or society's expectations, and she decides that she is going to do these 9 things, and a man who is a rakish guy, he ends up helping her complete her list and they fall in love. For O, I have Overnight Sensation by Serena Bowen. This is a hockey romance about a heroine whose father is the league commissioner, and she is basically stripped of her trust fund and is told that she has to work for a week every single job that goes into running a hockey team or having a hockey team or having an arena. So she has to work every single job that goes into a hockey game, and she ends up falling in love with one of the players on the hockey team. It is also forced proximity because she does live with him when her trust fund is taken away, and it is hilarious. For P, I have Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher. This is actually a fantasy romance about a heroine who has a very, very important power that is sought after by the leaders of this world, and she has been hiding out with a circus until a hero who is the brother of one of the leaders of the world finds her and holds her captive in order to use her power to make his kingdom more powerful. For Q, I have The Quarry Master by Amanda Milo. This is a alien grumpy sunshine romance with a disabled heroine. She is missing one of her arms, and this is in a world where, or on a planet where human women are living on this planet of their own volition. They've decided to stay there, and they are building a housing development basically for all the human women to live in, and they are working in the quarry to get rocks in order to build the houses, and the hero is the quarry master and the heroine is a human woman, and they have a grumpy sunshine romance, and it is incredibly touch her and die possessive hero, and it's fantastic. For R, I have Role Model by Rachel Reed. This is a hockey romance where one of the heroes is the social media manager for the hockey team, and the other hero is a new player on the hockey team who has a gay awakening. For S, I went with Shot on Goal by L.A. Witt, which is another hockey romance. This one is between a hero who is a player on a hockey team, and he ends up having a romance with a coach on his rival hockey team, and it is a forbidden romance and it's great. For T, I have Thief of Shadows by Elizabeth Hoyt. This is a historical romance about a man named Winter who owns an orphanage during the day, or is the caretaker of an orphanage during the day, and at night he acts as the ghost of St. Giles, which is basically a vigilante where he goes around and wears a mask and he attacks bad guys or rescues people in St. Giles, which is a really dangerous part of London. And he ends up having to get etiquette lessons from a widowed heroine who is very wealthy, and they fall in love. For U, I have Unspoken Vow by Eden Finley. This is a incredibly emotional, angsty romance. It is also One of the heroes has extreme PTSD. He had an abusive boyfriend who attacked him, and he has really extreme anxiety and PTSD because of it, and he ends up moving in with his brother's best friend, who is a very rich guy, and they end up falling in love. For V, I have Vixen's Lead by Tate James. This is book 1 in the Kit Davenport series. I think it's Kit Davenport. And this is a reverse harem paranormal romance. For W, I have When She's Lonely by Ruby Dixon. This is an alien romance where the heroine is hard of hearing, and she is afraid to tell anyone that she's hard of hearing because she lives on a planet where she is a refugee, and it is always been that if you are defective that you will be killed, and so she's afraid to tell anyone that she's hard of hearing, but she has a really hard time understanding what the aliens are saying until she befriends this one alien who finds out her secret, and they end up actually falling in love. For X, I had to go with Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon. I couldn't come up with another one, but this is a great recommendation. I absolutely love this book. This is a marriage of convenience romance, and both of the characters are bisexual, I believed, and it had a great pegging scene if you're into that. But they have a marriage of convenience in order to get their inheritance. For Y, I had to go with The Year We Fell Down by Serena Bowen. This is a hockey romance, sort of, but it takes place in college where the heroine is disabled. I believe she is paralyzed from the waist down, I believe. And she is a freshman at college, and she befriends and falls in love with the guy who lives across the hall from her, who is a hockey player who has suffered an injury last year, and so he's in a full leg cast, and so he's living in the handicapable dorms, and so they are living across the hall from each other, and they become really good friends and have a really sweet romance. And then for Z, our last one, I had to go with Danger Zone by Brooke Blaine and Ella Frank. This is book 1 in the Elite series. It is an fighter pilot romance series where think Top Gun in romance, but make it So both of the heroes are sent to this academy, which is basically like Top Gun, where they are the best of the best, and they are competing to be the elite fighter pilot. And one of the heroes is call sign Solo, and he is very like wild, think Maverick from Top Gun. And the other hero is very by the book, very follows the rules, very, he's a legacy, and they end up falling in love, and it's adorable. But that's the last one. I went through those so quickly. So if you have any questions about any of them that you want me to answer, or anything that you would like me to expand upon, please ask it in the comments and I will answer your comments of any extra things that you would like to know about each of the books. But I didn't want this video to get super long. But that is going to be it. That's A to Z recommendations of books that I don't talk about very much. But that is going to be it for this video, so please like it if you liked it and subscribe so you can see more content from me. But other than that, I hope that you have the absolute best day.